Game 5 of the NBA Finals was setting up for a terrifying déjà vu. For a good 3.5 quarters, it felt exactly like Game 1 all over again. The Oklahoma City Thunder, playing on their home court, looked like the better, more aggressive team. Their defense was smothering. They rediscovered their three-point shot, and they built a lead that stretched to 18 points in the second quarter. But just like in Game 1, the Indiana Pacers, those incredible comeback artists, refused to quit. They just kept hanging around, within striking distance. Then, behind an epic 13-point quarter from T.J. McConnell, the Pacers cut the lead to just 2 points in the third. And a wave of pure concern washed over the Paycom Center crowd. Thunder fans had seen this movie before, and they absolutely did not enjoy that ending. But this time, two crucial things kept Game 5 from being a carbon copy of Game 1. And these two things ultimately sealed the fate of this pivotal game. Reason 1. Haliburton hobbled. The first, and perhaps most significant, reason was the injury to Tyrese Haliburton. He tweaked his calf in the first half and was clearly not the player who could cap off a comeback. Haliburton slipped on a second-quarter drive and appeared to aggravate his right calf, the very same one that had him limping slightly after Game 2. He left the game, went back to the locker room, and while he returned about 5 minutes later and played 34 minutes, it was clear he had trouble pushing off that right leg. He's not 100%. It's pretty clear. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle confirmed post-game. But I don't think he's going to miss the next game. We were concerned at halftime, and he insisted on playing. I thought he made a lot of really good things happen in the second half. But he's not 100%. Haliburton, ever the warrior, walked into his press conference without a limp, stating, "It's the finals. Man, I've worked my whole life to be here and I want to be out there to compete. Help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means. But it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can walk, then I want to play." He believes this injury, whatever the exact medical definition, was in the same spot as the one in Game 2. And they are likely related. Indiana desperately needs more out of him come Game 6 on Thursday. Haliburton finished the night with just 4 points on 0 of 6 shooting. With all his points coming from the free throw line, that's a huge blow for a team that relies so heavily on his scoring and playmaking. Reason 2. Jalen Williams' best game of the playoffs. The second, and perhaps most thrilling, reason Game 5 was not a redo of Game 1, this was, without a doubt, Jalen Williams' best game of the playoffs. The Thunder's number 2 option was undeniably their best player on Monday night, exploding for a playoff career-high 40 points. The result was a commanding 120-109 Oklahoma City win that now has the Thunder one win away from their first championship since moving to OKC. Indiana heads home for a must-win Game 6 on Thursday back in Indianapolis. Williams' brilliance was complemented by another huge night from their MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who scored 31 points with 10 assists and got to the line a whopping 14 times. This duo was simply unstoppable when it mattered most. Key game dynamics. This felt like the Thunder's night from the very start. OKC came out aggressive, forcing 4 quick turnovers that became 6 points. And they started out shooting a perfect 8 of -8 at the rim. On top of that, their defensive rotations were incredibly sharp. All of that pushed the Thunder out to an early 10-point lead midway through the first. Those trends continued for much of the first, with OKC leading 32-22 after one quarter. The second quarter continued the trend of the Thunder looking like the better team, largely due to their ability to drive to the rim, scoring 22 first-half points in the paint. This opened up kick-out opportunities, and the Thunder rediscovered their shooting touch, hitting 8 of 17 from 3 in the first half of Game 5. A huge improvement after going just 3 of 16 in all of Game 4. Then there was the OKC defense. The best sign of how well the Thunder were locking up the Pacers was not just the turnovers. Indiana had 23, leading to 32 OKC points. It was the pace. The average Pacers possession took 15.7 seconds in the first half. Much longer than their preferred pace, usually around 12.5 seconds. That means OKC's defense was stifling their flow and forcing them to work much harder. Even with Haliburton hobbled, the Pacers still battled back, cutting the Thunder lead to 7 behind a monster third quarter from TJ McConnell, who scored 13 points on 6 of -8 shooting in the frame. In the fourth, the Pacers got the lead down to 2. But without a fully healthy Haliburton, Indiana just couldn't close the deal. The Thunder responded with a decisive 21-8 run. And that was the ballgame. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle admitted, "We've got to do a heck of a lot better there," referring to their turnovers. And Pascal Siakam added, "I think we didn't make the necessary plays at the right time. Some rebounding or turnovers there that they converted into buckets. They made some tough shots. Tough shots after tough shots in those moments." Oklahoma City now has a chance to celebrate an NBA championship on their opponent's floor in Game 6. But if we know one thing about these Indiana Pacers, it's that they will not go away easily. This series is still alive. But the Thunder hold all the cards. Can they close it out? Or will the Pacers find one last miraculous comeback? We'll find out Thursday. Alright, NBA fans. Game 5 of the NBA Finals had a familiar feeling to Game 1 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But this time, the ending was dramatically different. The Thunder held strong, defeating the Indiana Pacers 120-109 to take a crucial 3-2 series lead, putting them just one win away from their first championship. For 3.5 quarters, it felt like déjà vu. The Thunder were aggressive and stifling defensively, building an 18-point lead. But just like Game 1, the Pacers kept chipping away, cutting the lead to just 2 in the third quarter behind a phenomenal 13-point quarter from TJ McConnell, sending waves of concern through the Paycom Center. However, 2 critical factors prevented another Pacers comeback. First, Tyrese Haliburton visibly struggled after re-aggravating his left calf injury in the second quarter. Despite his determination to play, finishing with 34 minutes, Pacers coach Rick Carlisle confirmed he was not 100%. Haliburton scored just 4 points, all from the free throw line, missing all 6 of his field goal attempts. His limited offensive presence was a major blow to Indiana's comeback hopes. The second, and perhaps most significant, factor was Jalen Williams' career-best performance. The Thunder's rising star was their best player on Monday night, exploding for 40 points. He repeatedly answered Pacers' runs with clutch buckets, demonstrating the learning and improvement that Coach Dagno highlighted. MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also had another big night with 31 points and 10 assists, continuing to lead the charge. Despite a strong effort from Pascal Siakam, who scored 28 points, the Pacers were undone by 23 turnovers, which the Thunder converted into 32 points. OKC's sharp defensive rotations and improved three-point shooting, 8 of 17 in the first half, proved too much. The Thunder's decisive 21-8 run in the fourth quarter sealed the deal. Now, it's back to Indianapolis for Game 6 on Thursday. While the Pacers are known for their resilience, they'll need Haliburton much closer to 100% and a vastly improved performance in ball security if they want to force a Game 7. The Thunder are ready to close out and claim their long-awaited title.